How you guys doing? Thank you guys so much for coming. Do you like our new intro video? It's pretty fun, isn't it? It's a drone. Hey, we have a great show for you guys tonight. Michael Frizell, political comic book writer, is here. He's cool. He's cool. We also have the music of the Casey Jack Band. Yes, that too. And due to a generous donation from BKD and Lathrop and Gage, our title sponsor tonight is Harmony House. Check out this little commercial we made for them. Frankie, how old are you?
Sit down. Go sit down.
So are you just going to turn that way the whole time? Hey, get back here. Don't run off. Yes. Yes. Hey, over here is Dave Smith, my buddy.
Hello.
Hey, is that a new blazer and tie? You're looking sharp.
This is a new blazer and a new tie and a new shirt and new jeans, and I've had the boots for a while, but yes, and thank you for noticing.
I did notice. Hey, speaking of noticing, let's do things I've noticed.
These things I've noticed. These things I've noticed, yeah.
Yeah.
These things I've noticed. These things I've noticed, yeah.
Yeah.
These things I've noticed. These things I've noticed, yeah.
Yeah.
We need to do a longer version of it. We need to do like a 5-minute version of it, just so you can send it to your friends. It'll be like the new Rickrolling, where you say it's something else, but it's that, and they're like, oh no! That song is not Emmy nominated. All right, here we go. Things I've noticed. I've noticed if you're not a lawyer, isn't anyone technically pre-law? I've noticed that sometimes the healthiest decision I make all day is almost eating a granola bar. I've noticed that if you tell me too many details about your fantasy football team, I will fantasize about murdering you. I've noticed that the hardest part about parenting a toddler is keeping the Crest white strips in their mouth for a full 30 minutes. They're baby teeth. They fall out anyway. I've noticed that for cats, the most comfortable place is right between your face and the television. And finally, I've noticed that if you start referring to yourself as daddy to your friends, people will stop being in your life. Things I've noticed.
These things I've noticed. These things I've noticed, yeah.
All right. Hey, here at the Mystery Hour, we love love. And my wife and I, boy, we just want people to be able to make that connection that sometimes it's so hard to make. Unfortunately, there are people out there who have missed their connections. We're going to now read for you, real Craigslist misconnections from the area. Here we go. You first.
We were at the Casey's and got to the pumps at the same time. You went around to the other side and backed in to get gas. You seemed angry.
So I was at the checkout line behind you around 8:50 p.m., and our eyes met several times, and we smiled at each other. I thought you were extremely cute, but I was too shy to say much out of fear that you weren't single. Here's a description of you, probably around 5'4" to 5'5", short red hair with a hair barrette on each side, no glasses. You bought quite a bit, which included several large bags of dog food.
Craigslist. Misconnections.
Sunday evening, August 30th. I've never done this, but I actually have a reason to. You, very attractive, with a great smile in a champagne-colored Ford Explorer with kayaking details on the back. Me, very interested in you.
To the lovely blonde at the pool today, I enjoyed watching you play with the kids. You sound like a really fun person, although your rockin' body is what really held my attention. I watched you drive away.
Craigslist. Misconnection.
So you and your guy friend walked by my place last night on the way home from the club. He asked if he could come in and use my bathroom, but he ended up using the alley instead.
You're skinny and have a big butt.
I like Craigslist and the misconnections.
We sat by each other, waiting for our cars. You were brunette on your laptop, white shirt, black patterned pants that made your butt look very cute indeed. You stood and sat a few times. I wondered if you were trying to get my attention. You certainly did.
Beautiful blonde pharmacist or tech. It's all I can do to get my prescriptions filled without drooling. You are very sexy. If you're interested in an established professional man, let me know.
Craigslist. Misconnections.
Sexy Highway Patrol Branson West. I was in a restaurant in Branson West and you came in alone to eat. While I've never been in trouble with the law, I was kind of hoping you would arrest me and have your way with me.
Sexy blonde North Springfield brick house white car. You've lived across the street as long as I've lived here. You're a little bit older, but I don't care. To be honest, there were a couple times I almost flashed you, but I didn't.
Craigslist. Misconnection.
All right, that's all we got. We'll be back with Michael Frizell. Stay right on.
That comedy bit brought to you by Oz Air. guest booking provided by Gig Salad.
Yeah, we're having fun. Hey, if you guys have watched us on TV a lot, you may not know that we tape in front of a live audience that's not a laugh track. You can come see it at the Gloys. You guys should totally come sometime. There are seriously, I think, like 700 people here right now. It's pretty fun. You could be 701. That was called a humble brag. All right. I realized it afterwards. Hey, our guest is great, but also our guest sponsor is even better. If you get a ticket, just click it. That was the sarcastic father. You get a ticket, you just click it. Click it. I'm not telling you again. Click it. Click it. Click it. Hey, our guest tonight is way better than what that was. Our guest tonight is a political comic book writer. Find out what that is by sticking around. Here he is, Michael Frizell. How are you, sir? How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good.
Good, good.
What? What's a political comic book writer?
I don't know.
No. Are you the wrong guy?
Yeah, sorry, I gotta go get it. No,
There's some other Michael Frizell that writes comic books we were supposed to have on.
well, he's got two Z's in his name, so you know.
Oh,
it's a
Michael
problem. Yeah. Now, what's a political comic book writer? Well,
Right.
you know, the comic books that I write for the company, it's called Stormfront Publishing. It was
Stormfront!
Yeah, I know, it sounds pretty like a G.I. Joe thing, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Apparently, he wants to write like really positive things about candidates so that we can, you know, talk a little bit about their lives a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm not really talking about politics because I hate it.
Right.
Right.
Everyone does.
Yeah, I mean, I'm writing a comic book about people like Jeb Bush or, you
Yeah.
know.
You're writing about...
He is a comic book, right? I mean, I don't... It was really tough to try to kind of crack that and say, okay, how do you approach these books? So yeah,
Yeah.
it was interesting.
So you're writing about the person coming up with a fun storyline.
Right. That's kind of the idea. We hope it's fun.
It's kind of the idea. What's the actual idea?
Whatever the publisher tells me to do.
Exactly.
That's pretty much it.
We have some of yours here.
Oh yeah. Prince.
That's
not
on
really
Prince.
Yeah,
He's
that's
not political.
No, not at all.
Miley Cyrus, she's not quite political.
And you know, I think I listened to enough of that to make my ears bleed. So it was, yeah.
Rand Paul.
There you go. He might be political.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pretty political. Stephen Colbert. Chesty McChesty.
Yeah, and you know, I didn't even know who that guy was when they called me. I was like, oh, who? Oh, yeah.
Chris Christie.
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve. Betty Page. Eliza Minnelli. Sheryl Sandberg. Lewis Carroll. Okay, lots of them.
Lots of them, yeah.
And but what I think is really interesting is you aren't just kind of doing this and have some small niche audience, but like you've been written up by big newspapers and stuff. Like who's all written about you?
Yeah, it's been really surprising. Like the first book that was a Christopher Reeve one in there, they asked me to write it. I write it, send it off, and then apparently the publisher contacts the people, like the real people.
After you write it.
After, and says, hey, do you want to approve or deny, or do you just not care? You know,
Yeah.
and Christopher Reeve people like it so much that they added pages to it to talk about their foundation.
Oh, fun.
And so that kind of started something interesting. Like Alice Cooper asked us to do one.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was kind of neat, you know. And then some hack writer named Neil Gaiman or something came up with something. And I don't know. Anyway, it was a bad call on my part. But I think the biggest thing that happened is when the political books started hitting. Mm-hmm. CNN picked it up, mm-hmm. and Politico and NBC, and it started to get kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It was. I'm getting calls from CNN. It's like, what? Really? You know, I work at Missouri State, right? You know, what? All right. So it was kind of cool. Yeah. It was humbling.
Speaking of the opposite of that, what does it take for me to become a subject?
Well, you know, this is broadcast, right? I'll just send it to my publisher and say, you gotta do one on this guy.
And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to not give you permission.
There you go. And you know what? We'll probably publish it anyway, because what the hell? You know, I mean, that's just the way it goes.
I don't have lawyers.
Right.
Yeah. So you, how does the process work then? You come up with a storyline and then they draw it after that?
Right. So the publisher will say, here's a list of people I'd kind of like you to take a look at. And I'll do some research and start working on it. And then I write the script. It takes about, it could be a month to 2 months, maybe 3 months to kind of get the script the way I want it. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to look for some scene that makes sense to start off with. Okay. So that's a window in somehow.
That like, connects to kind of part of their reality, but they can take them other places.
Right, yeah. Just to make it real, make it a little more solid. Because you see these politicians, and they're all so polished. And they already know what they're going to say, and they have speech writers and this sort of thing. And I'm just like, you know, I don't care about that. They can read about that. Let's dig a little deeper. And so I really started to take off, I think, with the, oddly enough, the Miley Cyrus book. Because when he gives me the commission, I'm like, really? What? And so that was about when Wrecking Ball came out. Yeah. So I watched that video like 1,000 times. I was like, okay, this is not helping.
Wait, for research?
For research, right, for research.
You watched it 1,000 times.
At least. It was, you know, you want to get her mannerisms down, and she's swinging naked on a ball. I'm like, this is not working. I don't
but
think
also
this
it's
is
kind of working. I'm going to watch it again.
Oh, yeah, but better just to make sure. But so I started to research, and then I remembered she was Hannah Montana. Right. Which I'd never, come on, look at me. I'm not going to see Hannah Montana. So, but I thought it'd be funny to maybe have her go back and meet Hannah Montana, and Hannah be like, you got some explaining to do, girl. And so the whole idea was that Hannah comes, Miley Cyrus comes out of the interview with Ellen, and that was actually really broadcast. So I took parts of that, and then she goes home and she's tired and she just wants to get undressed, and she goes to her closet and it's magic, and she's in Hannah Montana land, and Hannah's like, what are you doing with your life? And really the whole idea was to show this woman actually in a positive light, saying, look, she's recreating herself, it's powerful. So I tried to create this powerful message saying she can be more than this. Yeah. Because the publisher doesn't want anything negative. He likes me to keep it positive and simple.
Well, that's fun, though. That's fun. There's enough like celebrity bashing out there that it's fun to...
I'm not interested. I wouldn't have written for him if it was celebrity bashing.
Yeah.
So what? Read that in the National Enquirer. You know, I don't want to do that.
I think it's really fun and unique that you do that and that you're right here. And thanks for coming on the show. That's all the time we have, and I look forward to the comic book about me.
Well, all right. I'll get started.
Here he is, Michael Frizell. We will be right back.
Guest travel and accommodations provided by Hotel Vanderborg. Musical guest brought to you by Bryan Properties.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We've come to the most melodic portion of the night. That is our musical guest. Please give it up for the Casey Jack Band. Good job. Good job. That was great. That was great. Hey, that's our show, everybody. 10%. 10% of our box office proceeds go to the Harmony House. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next week. It's so fun to do this.
Catering provided for the Mystery Hour by Big Whiskeys.
Good night. Sleep tight.